The wind and the rain is truly no joke. The wind is really, really strong, and the rain is coming at us sideways. It's going directly just straight this way and just hitting us in the face. But let's take a look at everything that's going on right now. Traffic is backed up for miles, and you can see people trying to leave right now and very few cars coming on. Just on the other side of the causeway there, those waves have been really, really big, really strong, kind of coming over, not quite hitting the actual roadway, but the area where the sand and the rocks used to be is now just covered in water. On the other side of the causeway here, it's a little bit of a different story, a little bit calmer, but the floodwaters is definitely still up here. There have been palm fronds just about everywhere strewn about. We talked to Sanibel Fire earlier today, and she told us that if you can stay off the roads, please do so. It's for the safety of you guys and for the safety of others, so that if they need to, if there is an emergency, they can be able to get out there. If there's traffic, they won't be able to hit those people or get to those people, as well as with all the debris on the ground. Like I said, again, people are trying to leave the Sanibel Causeway, or trying to leave Sanibel and Captiva rather, and trying to get off the island here. Traffic is backed up for miles. We sat through that traffic, and it took us a little bit just to get back here. The wind and the rain is really strong. It's really heavy. It's hitting us sideways. But for now, live on the Sanibel Causeway, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now. Yeah, that heavy wind is still here. The rain not looking as dramatic as it was about an hour ago when it was hitting us in the face, but that wind is still very heavy. And there are emergency crews, like you were saying. We've got, looks like Lee County Sheriff's Office right here, and people are coming over the bridge, but just on the other side there, you can see all of those waves just splashing the side there. It's been like that since we got here. We got here at around 11 o'clock or so, and it's been like that constantly. So that's why they've been saying, if you don't need to come to Sanibel, don't come. And if you don't need to be on the roads, don't be on the roads. That traffic has lightened up significantly. We're seeing miles and miles of traffic earlier on today, but it's not here anymore. It's very, very light. Sanibel Fire also recommends, if you don't need to be on the road, don't be on the road. That's for your safety and for the safety of them, so that if anybody else needs to call 911 and they need to get to those people, they'll be able to get there and they don't have to worry about people on the roads. There's already some debris spreading all across the road. You can see some palm fronds are kind of littered all over the place. The wind is also very, very strong. You can see it in the trees on this side of the causeway. The water isn't as strong, but like we said, on the other side, it is very, very strong. Those waves have been slashing and coming up constantly. There's also been this bulldozer that's been here. We've been seeing pushing the debris over to the side, trying to clear the roads here. But like we said, the wind has been very, very strong. The rain, not so much. The rain has lightened up since it was here about an hour ago when we were just being splashed constantly, but the wind is still here, very strong. But live for now here on the Sanibel Causeway, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now. You know, it's a stark difference from being actually on the causeway to being on the island. A lot lighter rain. It's still windy, but both still light, but not as strong wind there. Take a look at this puddle that I'm standing in. It's already at ankle deep, but honestly, this road, not too bad. It's full of debris, mostly. You can see all the trees here. There's a lot of tree branches laying around there. You can see all the leaves headed down this road here. This puddle, obviously still a little bit of a problem, and this palm frond has been laying here since we got here. That one over there actually just fell just before we went live here tonight. Now, of course, or this afternoon, I should say, of course, you know, the Sanibel Fire, like we've been saying earlier, has asked everyone, if you don't need to be on the roads, don't be on the roads because of the debris like this, and so that if someone calls 911, they will be able to get to that person. It's for your safety and their safety as well. Now, there is a lot of debris here. That's mostly what we're seeing, honestly, on this island. The wind, not as strong as it was on the causeway just a little bit ago, and the rain, very, very light. Like I said, the wind, very, very light. The rain as well, light. Mostly it's all debris from the leaves and the trees here, but, you know, that's all we're seeing here on the island. Not that many cars trying to pass either, at doing exactly what the Sanibel Fire has asked everyone to do. But for now, live on Sanibel, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now. Now, you know, the rain is not really here, but this wind is something fierce. Take a look at these trees over here in the distance. You can hear and see the wind just whistling through those trees. And the water, these waves, if the wind is fierce, the waves are fiercer. And it's been pushing up and just slapping constantly and pushing up sand over our feet like it is right now. And it's kind of sunk a lot of stuff into the sand, like this bench here. This bench shouldn't be this low. It should be about so that I can actually sit on the actual bench here. This is the table. And The cottage is really low, and you can see the sandbags here aren't really doing much work if they're deep in the sand right there. But the sandbags over towards here by the door are doing its job. You can see the water has been rolling through from the actual ocean down, or the Gulf, excuse me, down this way, over into the sand and pulling over there. It's been doing that all afternoon. It's been constantly slapping through. Constantly. There are benches all along this way, and they're all stuck and sunk into the sand. You can see this green one and this yellow one. You can also see some debris and some shrubs lodged into the sand. Now, of course, Sanibel Fire has been asking everyone, if you don't need to be on the roads, don't be on the roads, because of situations like this with flooding happening all over the roads as well. So if you don't need to come down here, don't. Live for now on Sanibel, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now.
All right, Andryanna, thank you very much.
Yeah, this wind is still very strong. You can maybe see it in these trees here. It is a little dark here, so we're trying to show you the best we can. But the wind is whipping through these trees, and these waves, the wind is strong, these waves are stronger. They've been pushing up. I've got a lot of water in my boots here. They've been pushing up, rolling up, and pushing sand up as well. Right where I'm standing, this should be where you sit down on the bench. This is where you should eat, where all the shelves are here. Now, the water has all day been coming up through this way, down through here, down through this sand, and has been flooding down at the bottom. Just a little while ago, this whole area was underwater, but now just toward the driveway where you would pull in. Everything, just about everything out here that's on the sand is deeper in the sand. So you can see these benches down here, back here. There's a green one, there's a red one, there's a yellow one, all under the sand. And some of the cottages have sunk down too, where the sand rather has come up toward the doors here and toward the sides of the cottages. That sand should not be that high. We're about halfway, almost halfway up to the door here. But like we were saying earlier, Sanibel Fire is asking anyone, if they don't need to be on the roads, don't be on the roads. Keep them clear so that if there is an emergency, they are able to go out and help those people. So if you don't need to be on the roads, don't be on the roads at all right now. Live in Sanibel, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now.
Well, this news of a potential storm threatening us comes during election week. Campaign signs across lines and lining intersections could launch into the air if Ada's winds whip over southwest Florida. Wink News reporter Andryanna Sheppard is live at the Riverside Community Center. And Andryanna, a lot of signs out there with this possible tropical disturbance coming our way. Are people trying to remove those signs early?
Just being around here, it certainly doesn't look like it. Lots of signs are still up and others are still on the ground here. Now, there are clearly a lot of signs still out here, and if those winds pick up, no telling where these signs will wind up. From Byron to Banyay, mosquito control and the school district. Driving downtown, signs are all around. Signs here, political signs there. Campaign signs are still, well, everywhere. Some still planted in the ground, others taken down. But they didn't go very far, and their metal attachments now just litter, making it easy for Ada to turn them into a different kind of threat. One place that immediately ditched all those signs while Ada looms, ironically, the Lee County Elections Office on 41. Our Florida races have been called. Campaigning is done. When will we put the physical signs of election stress behind us? When are we going to see all of these signs disappear? State law says candidates have 30 days to clean up, but in unincorporated Lee County, they have to come down in 10. Candidates have just 5 days in Fort Myers. Will that be in time for when Ada is expected to hit? Not sure if this storm will motivate everyone to pick up their signs, but let's hope so we can put this stormy election season to rest. Live in Fort Myers, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now.
71 years of love torn apart by COVID until today. Just look at them holding hands. Jack and Joan haven't been able to see each other for 6 months because of the pandemic. Once separated in different living facilities, now the couple is finally reunited in the same one. Wink News reporter Andryanna Sheppard captures the moment where there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Reunited, and it feels
good now. You're good now.
Jack and Joan Greason are a rarity, a wonder. Married 71 years, side by side in sickness and in health and in this COVID crisis.
I missed you too. I missed you terribly.
The last 6 months have been the hardest of their lives, not because of the virus, not because of their ages, but because the virus and their ages combined did not allow them to take care of each other, so they had to live apart.
Yeah, it's wonderful seeing her. Yeah, it is, honey. It sure is.
Until this afternoon.
Hi, honey.
Overwhelmed and through tears, Jack got to hold his wife's hand again.
I'm gonna give you a hand, honey. I missed you so much.
Now that they are back together, all's right in the world again. And you better believe he's never letting go. And what do they say they absolutely have to do?
We're gonna go dancing.
Nothing will keep them apart ever again. Their 6-month separation is over. Newlyweds again. In Cape Coral,
Wonderful.
Andryanna Sheppard,
Good seeing you, honey.
Wink News Now.
Andryanna Sheppard. And Andryanna, there's a memorial there for this victim.
Yeah, this sign is much more than a reminder of the speed limit. Now let's lean down with me here. The family of the man who was shot and killed here left a memorial complete with flowers, a cross, a balloon that even says "Be Mine," and we even found a bracelet here with the name Alex written out in the beads here. Now this is video from the night of the shooting, June 20th. Deputies told us then they found a man with a gunshot wound. The sheriff said the bullets used in the killing helped them identify their prime suspect, James Lee Senatus, known by his nickname Demon. Those bullets, the sheriff told me, aren't sold in Lee County.
Just buy it over the counter. So it was a very unique set of circumstances, a unique set of ammunition, and through some real hardcore investigative, discovery, we find out that this ammunition is sold outside our county.
Sheriff Carmine Marcino told me detectives traced the bullets back to where they were sold and to their suspects, who is now under arrest. You're looking at 19-year-old James Lee Senatus. I tried to learn more about Alex here in the Lehigh neighborhood, but no one wanted to talk to me today. Live in Lehigh, Andryanna Sheppard, Wink News Now.